2 on Black.
Prioritization of the wave clear on the top lane. For those who don't know, the chests are going to spend 50 seconds, and if you manage to clear the top wave as fast
Yo, I still hate you, you fuck.
Oh, I love you both.
The lack of globals that exist other than walls usually after the first smoke. Fire in the hole. Chest advantage of
Money Pig song.
But here they go. They get this.
Chugging.
Yeah, he might
and
start
soaking
draining
up some of these shots here in the bottom lane. I love this utility out of Battery, just starting to absorb shots from one tower at a time, continuously chugging, whilst the Zagara has to go safely around the back to contest him.
Yeah, and he has no idea where his opponent is, making really aggressive there. But again, Cognitive now getting that wave clear on the upper half of the map. This is what I was talking about. I personally don't know if they're going to be able to contest this top chest here. It's going to be really interesting. The wave clear a little bit too slow. We're closing in until that chest is going to spawn. I wouldn't be surprised to see Falsage just honestly fly.
I need a small loan of $1 million.
Definitely sustain through the damage, but I don't think Bully Zagara out.
How do you get your mic in your mouth so much?
Battery but again, Falside could always be flying down
He
here.
doesn't have
With
a gag
Lauren already
replay.
in the picture, guys,
You have to redirect it up your aim.
has to back away here, taking so much damage, but not going to end up falling.
And Ravelcopter flew, yes, but he's kind of by himself at this situation. Karazim going to be rotating down now. And this is honestly, I feel like that was a rather large misplay on the half of Blaze, largely by the fact that Cognitive walked away with 9 of the coins, and they could have understood that they just weren't going to win because their wave clear was inferior on upper half of the map, right? But instead, they decided to try and force it, get the top chest, end up losing that, and then rotating late to the bottom chest. I just feel like they could have capitalized and gotten a little bit more even with their opponents.
All right, Claudia's taking a good bit of damage, Glowering as well. But Dread, I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on the fact that they're actually utilizing Chen as that solo laner rather than Thrall, who's considered to be one of the best solo laners in the game? Sure, Chen is great at it, but I think Thrall would win the lane where we see Batteries getting bullied pretty hard.
Oh, well, Battery's not really... he's getting bullied by quite a bit, and I do think that Chen is a great solo laner on a lot of fronts. I do think that Thrall is obviously great as well. Personally, I actually like putting Chen. I just feel like that 4-man rotation that we see on the upper half of the map, right? We talk about the 1-4 all the time. Chen literally nothing to the 4-man.
True.
So even though, yes, you might have a better one, but it doesn't change the fact that your 4-man would be crippled higher than the advantage you gain by sending the Thrall. So that's why you see Chen in the bottom and not the Thrall in the center, Jake. So I definitely like this, but now we're going to see who we're going to be the bank here for this team. We know Glowering is going to be picking up. Notice how he leaves the coins there. Glowering captures the camp but doesn't pick up the coins. He gives them to Uther instead, Iacona, so he can get that solo turn in. Really well done there on the side of.
All right, well, we do see Raffle nearly able to get that bottom tower there in mid lane. A nice advantage for them. Battery continuing to try to be very aggressive in his position here. He needs to full-on retreat because the damage output of that war is too ferocious.
Yeah, and there's not too much going to be going down here. Blaze is getting a little bit of a harassment here, but they're losing the coin war pretty darn hard.
11 to 5? Yeah, that's over double in favor of Cog. And, you know, this is probably why Cog brought this map.
Definitely, it could be the case there. And you see this kind of map right now, how this is being played, kind of reminds me a lot of Dementic and their adventures here on this map. One person stacking a lot of the coins, prioritizing it, and then getting the early turn-in and coin advantage over your opponent.
Yeah, there's another giant camp picked up by Glowering on Greymane. He's going to be going for the 2 coins there on the Pirates, just above that as well. And they're really starting to stack their
They don't have any of the coins to be stacked high enough to where one person can turn in. Typically, that's what you want to do, right? But Glowering ended up giving him some of the Iacona. He has been able to ensure that yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Glowering give him one of those coins up here soon, so he can try to sneak the turn in. If you overcommit to the turn in, everybody knows, right? So you're going to get to where just one person has to look to get that turn in, but now heavy amount of pressure on the bottom lane.
Yeah, Cawthon way out of position, being chased. The flying kick going in, no slow from the next barrel. The Battery is actually just going to stand there and take the roach damage.
Yeah, and that should be, just so people know, sometimes the graphic animation is
getting,
it's getting stalled out a little bit there. He is definitely drinking right there. So In case you're wondering why the mysterious Chen is gaining a shield, that is the case there with the Chen. And other than that, the top chest did go in favor of Cognitive once more here. The coined war is still 18. And look at now, Iacona did capture all the coins on himself, getting that solo turn-in that we like to see so much here on this map. And now Cognitive getting a little bit of a tempo swing in their favor, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. That should be a fort because of how much of the front wall that they ended up getting. But it's not a huge considering their opponents now have a turn-in.
All right, well, let's get a bit of a full creep style out of Zagara. We saw this earlier today from KO. Full night out of Johanna as well. Beyond that, pretty standard stuff. Glaurung going for the same exact grand as game number 1, but Li Ming mixing things up with dominance.
The dominance is going to claim right to a shield-oriented build, which is going to be a style build, largely because the Chen is going to be moving on in the backline, right? And if you leave her to go kind of that glass cannon style build, she's going to get by that Chen. So I really like that heads-up play here coming up from Faye. She's been harassing these front walls as best as possible, and that's really why these turn-ins have been getting a lot of value on the side of Cognitive. They're going to be looking to try and posture up and get that advantage, but XP is almost dead even for a turn in favor of Cog.
All right, well, there are definitely enough coins on the side of Team Blaze, but can they find an opportunity to actually turn in? Gladia's going to finish off the Bruiser Camp, get them some push into the top lane, but with Greymane and Lunar, or leaning top lane already, I don't think they'll last long.
Yeah, and it's really one of these situations where this next team fight is going to be crucial to how the rest of this game is going to go, mainly because there's going to be a large amount of coins. There's 24 coins on the map right now.
The creep spread.
Yeah.
Man, it's just, immediately they turned around when they saw it. They wanted to turn in, they're like, oh, no.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Monk's sitting there just like, don't worry, guys, I'll clear it on my own. Oh, wait. It's one of the saddest feelings of the world, but they give up the turn-in for free, even though they have 10 advantage here.
The boss is being worked on in the top lane. Cognitive has eyes on the creep spread, giving it some value. Oh, the root's going to connect on Iacona. A bit unfortunate, but do they catch wind of this? The Wisp is on its way up, but it's too little too late.
This boss is going to be effective. Yes, it will be able to proceed to take out the top wall, but it is going to take out the... Yeah, you're right. The front wall is going to be down, maybe at most forward. Honestly, this boss is not that threatening this early in the game. It was smart from Cognitive to capitalize elsewhere on the map, but they realistically didn't walk away with like, oh man, the boss is going to be game. They were just their opponents, they can't really... They're going to capitalize elsewhere. I feel like forcing the fight at the end would have been a little bit better, but at least they're making something with their time.
All right, well, Coffin taking a lot of damage a bit far from home. The Sundering does come. That should be a dead Zagara. Maw does connect on 2, but too little too late. Caterpillar trying to rotate around. He has a huge beam coming out there from the Li Ming, and the follow-up is on point. Thrall falls very rapidly. Yuge can end up getting blown up as well, and Falstad flying in, just taking a front load of damage from there.
Yeah, that was really well done getting the reset and get that laser on the side. I don't know if she would have been able to secure that last kill. Now they're going to back out, look at getting this turn in, and set themselves really, really far ahead. Good rotations there on their half check, capitalizing on the misplay of Python there being a little bit too far out. Kind of the story we saw last game, right? It was like in that upper lane, and I don't know if this is Blaze trying to pick on him for that decision making, or if it's just kind of their play style, but they've done a really good job capitalizing any over rotation coming out from Cog.
You know, that's not something we talk about a lot in commentary, but when you pick on a player, you intentionally go out of your way to try to pick one player. You get into their hand, and obviously back when you were a pro player, you know, that's really messing with you.
No, absolutely, especially when you get to the later half of the game, or if you get to a best of 3 series. I can tell you, playing against C9, I would definitely try and concentrate on picking certain players, especially if they made kind of those tendencies of getting out of position from time to time. It's something you look to do, but Claudius taking an immense amount of damage. The reset going to be in the favor of Glaurung, but the Gus coming out isolating.
D-Shield is on point. Beautiful disengage there, getting Glaurung out of there, and they get the pick on the ball, so that's a huge trade here in favor of Cognitive, controlling this lead with almost a full level lead.
The most intimidating part about that situation is the fact that you know Python and Caterpillar are out there still capping and camping, and you still end up losing somebody. That is going to be bad. But they're in a situation where they don't have enough points to be able to get a turn in. They're just keeping up the pressure to maximize the value of their turn in. So see, now because the fort is almost going down, once it does, turn in will now be threatening the middle keep front wall, which is huge amount of value of XP. For those who don't know, actually the front walls for keeps are worth more than front walls of course by a large margin. And so it's something to consider when you are trying to figure out, is the turn in worth it. That scaling on the fort front wall is huge.
Relentless picked up 4 Chen, realizing he's going to need that to get out of a lot of sticky situations. And is that static shield for Falstad? Not a very common pickup.
Not necessarily common, but I don't dislike it. I actually enjoy it a lot. when it comes to a 16 tier. But overall, a lot of it's going to come down to how well the barrel is going to be used in team fights, in my opinion, and whether or not Glaurung makes the smart decision making with his engage. I think it's crucial to see how well the battery is going to get the isolation.
Oh, there's the barrel, and Glaurung tries to get out of there, does successfully do so, and the barrel really doesn't get a whole lot of value whatsoever.
Yeah, no, the claw was actually to the side of the barrel, so to ensure the fact that he wasn't able to get that barrel to keep knocking him back. Falset flying onto Li Ming here. Faye is going to be able to get out of the situation. The skirmish down on the bottom half of the map. Cognitive is just on all fronts right now. They're playing very, very well.
They're dominating the gem game. 21 in their pocket, and they've got a whole additional turn-in on top of Team Blaze already. So we do see they're trying to interrupt this turn in the chain. Lightning does go 7, did successfully go in so far, and the reset not going to be successful there for Li Ming.
I just say whoever walks away with a win in this fight ends up with 27 points. That is huge. That is turn-in after turn-in. Talk about money pick right there at this point. So whoever wins this turn-in, it is a huge tempo swing of this game. How well this goes around here. Both these teams kind of dancing back and forth. The poke going to be sitting in favor. Oh, Rafflecopter getting a little bit out of position here. This might be bad.
Gun to be used, barely connects, and Glaurung actually the end frames looks like it pushed him back a little bit. Bit of an interesting interaction there. But this full level advantage, I mean, this is a window where Team Blaze needs to take a fight before level 16. That's why they're retaining their presence here, just trying to push back that bottom lane, trying to get some XP, back to heal up. We can fly back into this battle. Necessary, but this is a... We do see DXN is going to get pulled in. Very from leading. The fly-in will be successful. Barrel wasted once more, just trying a very dire situation on the side of Blaze.
Yeah, and it's one of those, they've burned both of their disengages. 8 seconds on Rafflecopter's Gust there, and a couple of seconds he might be popping it out, but the health bar's very low here, getting extremely aggressive considering Karazim is 7-sided without the palm there, but Cog is backing out here. They don't have the 16 spike of their poke, and that is Faye going very aggressive.
That's gonna cost Faye a lot if she can't get out of this. No, does survive the Sundering, barely not getting the kill. 7-sided strike doing a lot of damage, and Glaurung gets the Divine Shield at the last moment. The big Mighty Gust from below, slowing down Iacona and the only one to fall here at this rate. Raffle looking for one more auto on Iacona. Barrel rolling forward, but the heal at the last moment. The poison from that isn't enough. The well will keep Iacona up.
That was really well done, and shout out to the Lunara there. DXN did an absurd amount of damage there. You saw the minute that team fight started, it just seemed like everybody on Cognitive's health just slowly went down and down and down. Yeah, no, she's starting to hit her spike, right? We've been talking about all day. She kind of has that later game healing. When she gets to that point, you're just like, man, the amount of damage this hero is able to output is huge. Having the disengage both from Shin and from Falset, it allows them to wait until she's in the right kind of situation to fight. And honestly, they've been doing a little bit of questionable things in the early part of the game, but so that they know what they need to do now from this point in the game, how to take these team fights. And I wouldn't be surprised if Blaze continues this kind of tempo swing that they got after that team fight from this point on.
Yeah, I mean, really catch them up, and XP actually push them forward. We have the final shots going in, taking out the top 4, and the bottom 4 is going to be in a dire situation as well. So suddenly Team Blaze having a commanding presence when it comes to experience in this game, and they're grabbing a lot of mercenaries and gems to boot.
Yeah, and now one thing to keep in mind, the power spike of Glaurung on that Grey Main now is going to be huge. The concentrated flash there at 16, excuse me, the name of that talent is going to be Concentrated Blast, and that is gives a lot of DPS for him. Also, getting the diamond skin, she's going to be a lot harder to pick off here. They do secure that final turn-in. It will be threatening the bottom fort and the key front wall, but Blaze is still in a position where they can come back in this game.
For sure, but that's, you know, a lot of those gems did get turned in, which is big there for Cog, but now they're starting to deplete some of the resources. We saw so many Merc camps picked up on both sides. Yeah, Zinniman being for sure very much stabilized at this point in the game, but when it comes to the mix-up, I mean, how much of a difference do you think Spell Shield's going to make? We see double Spell Shield for Karazim and Wall, and it seems like they're just having so much more success in these fights due to the effect that has on not only the cocktail, but Li Ming in general.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be beneficial for them. I don't know if it's going to be enough to really kind of say that they won the game because of these Spell Shields, because Spell Shield is blocked by so many spells, right? That's a little bit unfair, but with the Li Ming and the Grey Ming poke-oriented build that they're going for here, it's definitely a smart thing to be picking up for them. They do now have the boss, and they have 19 coins. So what they're going to do here is they're going to go to turn-in, and they're going to say, okay, you either answer the boss or you answer the turn-in. This is a situation where the boss is threatening a key front wall, where turn-in's only threatening the bottom fort here, and a little bit of the key front walls. Cognitive's going to back up, play it a little bit safe here, and be pretty much on even footing with their opponent.
Yeah, I mean, this will give XP, but yeah, Boss is gonna get, what, maybe 2 hits on this? Not even. The one smack on the wall, and that is it. So a great response on the side of Cognitive, but 13 out of 14 have been turned in. One more need on the side of Blaze. If they don't manage to get that in time, that would be a big mistake, and Cognitive is here.
That was really greedy.
No.
I don't know what rotation just happened there to ensure that they didn't get the turn in, but that was really, really greedy. And let's see if Cognitive is able to capitalize on this. Iacona just took a large amount of damage. Bottom chest already secured for Cognitive, and look at Rafflecopter's flying bottom.
Oh no, this is bad. You just has to run away here. 13 gems could get turned in for free in a situation that should have been a 4-minute.
Yeah, that's a situation where they just lost the full turn-in, they lost bottom chest, and they just, by Rafflecopter flying, lost top chest. They're in a situation where they legitimately just gave away 10 coins. But at least 5 in this type of situation by that flight there. And capitalizing on that is absolutely crucial. If he had flown out of sight and not showed in the lane, it would have been a little bit different because nobody would have known, but they definitely showed that, and Rafflecopter now sending his team possibly behind. Glaren getting a little bit hypey.
Yeah, okay, the hammering going out, connecting on 3, the huge damage coming up from as well, with the gust to try to disengage and buy some space there for Maverick. Turn in, still long channel on that, only halfway through. The ward in the back, and the interruption is there. Divine Shield keeping alive. He's chunking through Fawcett and successfully picks up the kill. Barrel pushing back the Johanna, but not really quite enough. And without Fawcett, they just don't have enough. The Maw just on the one target, just for the secure of the kill. They can have to pull him in, and that's Karazim going down, and a huge win for Cognitive.
And look at the health bars. Lunara just putting that poison everywhere that she possibly can. Now this turn-in for Cognitive is going to lock in them. This will be mid-keep for free, and then it will be pressuring top keep front wall. It will only get a little bit of that, not securing anymore, but now there will be catapults, as I said, pushing in the mid lane. Notice how everywhere else they're spreading to get the coins. Glaren now is helping, trying to get that camp. You see Jojo backing out, getting the Pirates. Uther on the other side, getting Pirates up there. All they're doing now is denying coins over their opponents. Cognitive is in a situation where, because catapults are pushing the mid lane and they have this much of an XP lead and the coin advantage over their opponents, keep in mind, only 6 coins sitting in favor of Blaze, enough to confirm a turn-in for them though. They're going to get 20 and then either force a 20 versus 19 fight or get a turn-in for free, which is going to threaten another keep, Jake.
Yeah, this is rough. Level 20 is around the corner, like you said. Team Blaze not too far away from 20 themselves, so when it comes to experience, they've done a great job keeping up pace with Cognitive, but structurally, that's the name of the game, and they are quite far behind, especially with 13 more coins going on already.
Yeah, and they didn't even get 20 to do this. They just know that their opponents are not going to be able to defend this at all. Blaze is not even kind of moving around this turn-in at all. They don't care. They know their opponents don't have it, and they aren't going to force it either. So they have roughly about a half level lead where they're going to try and capitalize somewhere. The Giants pushing in the bottom lane will gain a little bit more value for them, but ultimately Cog is not going to find a way to force a fight, and we aren't going to see Blaze try and force the turn-in until they do hit that 20 tier. Yeah,
they're just going to play very passively. See, they're all just kind of going, taking the optimal safe routes to get towards that bottom lane where the Giants have been pushing on in.
Yeah, the only real situation where they're able to get enough coins to force the turn-in would possibly have been on a boss play, but way too aggressive for Cognitive, so smart play from them, trying to wait it out a little bit here. They're 1 coin away now to confirm the turn-in, but their opponents have hit 20 as well, so they will be able to delay. They're going to just drop points here. I like this call. It's something where they aren't necessarily winning the turn-in, but they aren't risking losing coins if they lose the next team fight, right? It's a safe play here from Cognitive. I love this.
Alright, well, it looks like the teams are going to collide. Lunara just a little bit behind. She's making her way down. She is there ready to roll. Only 1 coin is needed on the side of Cognitive, but forcing their attention denies them the chance to go up to that Bruiser camp in the top lane, whilst there is a Bruiser Blaze.
Uther is yet to take a 20 time. He's been 20 for a very long time. I don't know if this is going to be for like a D-shield extension or something else. I don't understand this right now, but it's going to be interesting to see what Iacona does with that. There is the engage Caterpillar move.
Often looking for the flank, looking for a big Maw, only gets the 1 target. At the last moment connects there on Glaren, who disengages away. We see Battery diving in, looking for a weak target, but I don't think he can get there. But the Sundering from afar, locks down Iacona, and that is a dead Uther. He did grab Redemption, so he'll be up in just a moment, but can they secure another kill? The Ghost is getting those heals on Gattle. Gattle does have the sustain, and Uther will respond with Redemption.
Yeah, and so that was Iacona waiting until he knew if he would need to use Spell Shield or something else to win the game there, and then taking it directly before the team fight, so he didn't risk dying or losing anything there. He was essentially leaving up his options in case Storm Shield would have been a little bit better there, so really good play from there. I just thought he was trying to hide it for maybe like an extended D-Shield style play with Greymane or something. I don't know, some of these teams, Cognitive and Blaze, both there, so they do walk away with a minor loss, but remember how they coin dumped?
Yeah.
They didn't lose anything.
They didn't lose anything.
That's huge because now they've stopped their opponent's ability to turn it again, right? They got the turn in, but we're 19 minutes into the game and Blaze is getting forts with their turn in.
Yeah, Blaze is getting a 4. We did see the Bruisers push both lanes, but the Bruiser of Cog did far more damage. You can see the bottom right keep. The side of Team Blaze is actually rather low, and now Blaze is looking to go for a boss. If they manage to get Glowing out of position here, the barrel not really the him they want, just barely missing him to push him into that corner. The battle is still in the front line. The Wolf actually connects from Thrall. Glaurung is going to need Divine Shield if he wants to get out of this. With 10 seconds left on that cooldown, Glaurung is going down.
That was a situation where Fawcett going to be fine trying to insert more, no, but it's a situation where this boss